Hello, my friends. This is Renee Mysliwiec, the Zesty Life Mentor. And I have some things that have come to my mind recently that I feel are really important to share. And so I just wanted to do that today. And I want to talk about being grateful for those who come into our lives who are kind of prickly or those who teach us lessons in a very sometimes difficult way. I want to talk about feeling gratitude for how they show up in our lives. I firmly believe that we have contracts with people, many, many contracts. We have all kinds of contracts, little bitty ones that maybe we're just going to bump into each other and that's it, but it's something that impacts us that day. Or we could have contracts that are long term. With people, and especially family member contracts, and those that rub us wrong. Okay, those people that we just can't seem to get along with, those people who maybe there's something that they say or do that trigger you, or maybe one event has happened that has been catastrophic in your life because of what this person did to you. Maybe they abused you in some way. Maybe they treated you horribly. Maybe there was physical abuse or emotional abuse or sexual abuse, or maybe there was some other kind of thing that they have done that has caused you pain, great pain and sorrow and deep hurt in your body and in your heart and your mind and your soul. And when you think about somebody like that who has wronged you, it's really difficult to think that there might be a reason for it. There might be a reason. It's difficult sometimes to think that, it's easy to blame them and to say, well, you were just a crappy human being and, you're just a sicko and you are just the most horrible, abusive, awful person. And I'm just going to have all kinds of hate and nastiness towards you because of what you did to me. That's the typical way that the world goes, But what did Christ teach us? Christ taught us to forgive those who wrong us, even to the point of loving our enemies. I've pondered over this and thought about this and prayed about this a lot in my life. A lot. There have been people that have wronged me. There have been people that have hurt me. There have been people I haven't gotten along with. I'm usually pretty easy to get along with, but there are some people that don't think so. And there are some people that have been my greatest teachers. And those people who are my greatest teachers, I am so grateful for them. I am so incredibly grateful for them. I'm grateful for the way that they came into my life. I'm grateful for the experience that we had together. I'm grateful for all the wrongs that they did that hurt me, that hurt my heart, that hurt my body, that hurt my soul, that hurt my mind, that caused me great grief and maybe years of struggle getting over. I'm grateful for all of that. And I can tell you this because I have had some really special experiences which have taught me that I had a contract with those people. I did. I had a contract with them. And they promised to come into my life and teach me what I wanted to learn. That it was my choice. Like, I chose this path. It was not something that was put upon me, and I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. It was something that I chose to experience in this life because I wanted to learn something special. And what I've been taught is that I wanted to learn the virtue of forgiveness. That was the greatest virtue that I asked my Heavenly Father before I came to this earth what I wanted to learn. He asked me, what do I want to learn, daughter? What do you want to learn? And that was what I wanted. I was told that in a very special spiritual experience, I was told that I wanted to learn the virtue of forgiveness. And because of that, Heavenly Father asked me, what do you think would be the hardest things to forgive? And we talked about that. We had a conversation about that, and I told him what I thought. And we talked like a father and a daughter together over this. And we talked about, well, what do you think, how do you think you'd like to experience those things upon the earth so that you could learn to forgive them? Would you like to do that? And I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, I would like to do that because I want to learn how to forgive the way you forgive. I want to learn how to forgive the way Heavenly Father forgives and Jesus Christ forgives and Heavenly Mother. What could they possibly have understood to be able to forgive that much? You know, I wanted to know that. And I was shown this in a very, very special experience that I had. I was shown this. And as I contemplated and pondered over this experience that I was having, where Heavenly Father was teaching me about myself and about my greatest teachers, I learned that I would still need to go through the process of forgiveness. It still might not always be easy, but that if I could come to the place where I could understand that they're not my enemy, not truly, they really aren't, and that they were placed upon my life because they loved me so much, that they wanted to help me learn this great virtue. And so did they want to be those kind of yucky people that did bad things that hurt me? No, they did not. They did not want to be that type of person. But because they loved me so dearly, they chose to sacrifice what they wanted in life. They chose to sacrifice the true person that they are to come into this world to teach me something powerful, so that I could learn to forgive, so I could have that choice to forgive. Because if I could learn that and go back to my Heavenly Father and say, I understand now how you can do it. Wow, how powerful is that? That I would get to learn that kind of love and that kind of forgiveness that Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ have for us. I think there's more than one virtue that we've come to the earth to learn, but I think that there's a main one. And for me, I know that's my main one. And until I choose to learn that, I will have to go through other experiences where I have to forgive until I get it, until I've learned it fully and completely, and I have the love in my heart that Heavenly Father has that allows him to forgive his children and everyone. And so I've thought about this so many times, and I've realized that I had an experience recently with someone that was challenging and difficult and painful. Someone I love very much. And after having this experience, it took us 2 years to come to this place where we could talk about it again. And we could come together and forgive one another. And what I realized in this process was it wasn't until I got to a place where I could feel super grateful for the role that she played in my life. Not just say that I forgive her and feel that I forgive her and be sincere that I forgive her, but fully, completely being grateful for that role that she played, grateful for the experience that I had, grateful for what I learned from that experience, because that's the key. Every single thing that we go through that is challenging and difficult for us has a jewel inside. It has a diamond inside for us. And if we can pull through all that yucky baggage and we can say, okay, where's the jewel? What is it? What is it that I learned from that experience? Like, what were the gifts that I got from that? There's always a gift, my friend, always a gift. Every single difficult and challenging and hard experience is a growth experience. Every single one. And in all those growth experiences, there is a gem, a gift of huge magnitude for us. The greater the sorrow, the greater the sacrifice, the greater the struggle, the harder the experience, the bigger the gift, if we allow it to be so. Sometimes we stay in our bitterness. Sometimes we stay in our hatred. Sometimes we stay in our pain and our sorrow and our anger for a long time before we can get to that place where we can look back and say, well, what did I learn from this? What was this for? Why did I go through this? And I will promise you, I've gone through difficult things, really difficult things. But I can look back now at those difficult things, and I'm so, so grateful for them. Every single one of them. And it brings me to tears as I think about it. And as I think about the beautiful people who taught me these lessons, who came into my life to teach me in a difficult way, who weren't nice to me at times and who hurt my heart. And when I think about them and I think about what they chose to do for me, and I think about the sacrifice, and I think about they were good. They were good souls in heaven. They were. But they chose to come to this earth and play a part, play a role in my life, and play a script, speak a script, act a script out with me, because they love me and they wanted to be a part of my life to help teach me this. When I think about it that way, you guys, I feel so incredibly blessed to have had these beautiful people in my life, to be a part of it. And I'm so grateful for the role that they played. And you know what? They played it magnificently. They really did. They played it so well. They did it so good. Like, they didn't miss a mark. They didn't mix a beat. They did it perfectly. And so if I think about it that way, then I can recognize how much I really love them. I love them with all my heart and soul. And I'm so incredibly grateful for the roles that they played. No matter how difficult it was going through those things, I have found the jewels in every experience. I've found the gifts. And when you can do that, it changes your life. And it changes your perspective. And it helps you to be grateful for all of it. And so I just wanted to leave this with you because I want you to think about all the things you've experienced in the world. And I want you to see if there's a pattern. If you keep having a pattern come up in your life, that means there's something that you chose to learn. And it's repeating itself over and over and over again in various ways so that you can learn some kind of virtue. So ask, what is it that ask yourself, what is it that the pattern is showing me in my life? And then ask God, what did I want to learn upon the earth? What virtue did I want to learn? And what powerful experiences did I choose to accept into my life so that I could learn that virtue? And who are the people that came into my life to teach me that, to be a part of that experience with me? And when you get those answers, ask him, what is the gift? What is the gift and the beautiful jewel that I have because of that experience? What did I take away from it? Write them down, you guys. Write those down. And when you have your list, go back and thank that person. Even if it's not safe for you or you can't go thank them in person, use what I call a forgiveness conversation and speak to their higher self and thank them for the role that they played. And ask for forgiveness for all the times that you were angry and bitter and having harsh, mean feelings about them. And all the times that you sent out negativity because you were so mad and angry and didn't understand, how could they treat me this way? How could they do that? How could they be that nasty person? Well, when you do that and you ask forgiveness for your part and you take ownership on your part, it changes something inside of you and it changes the energy. And when you send out this loving energy to them and you thank them for the role they played and for how powerfully, beautifully, perfectly they played that role, it gives them permission. It sends out this wave of beautiful energy and they feel it, and it gives them permission to feel safe enough to come and ask you for forgiveness, or to at least have a forgiveness conversation on their end and talk to your spirit, talk back. So you might not have to meet in person, but if you can, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sometimes when we hold on to the situations where we've had a difficult experience or an experience that we chose to think was difficult, and it really did hurt. It really did. It hurt our bodies, it hurt our minds, it hurt our souls, it hurt our hearts. Every part of it disturbed our entire beings. But we've held on to it in the cells of our body. We've held on to the trauma. We've held on to everything else. And then we don't understand how to forgive fully. Like when we think we've forgiven, there's another level, you guys. I thought I had forgiven, but there's another level. And when I got to another level, the level was to feel gratitude for them, to feel extreme, full out gratitude and love for them, for the part that they played in my life. And when I got to that point, that changed me inside, changed me and gave me a totally different perspective, which has opened me up and freed me from all the bitterness, all the anger, all of it. And that is a beautiful, freeing place to be. So I just wanted to share this with you because I know we all go through it. We all go through these things in our lives. And we'll have growth experiences throughout our lives until the day we die. Maybe even on the other side we'll have them. But we'll keep having them so that we can learn. And until we get to that place of full gratitude and willingness to participate in the virtue that we wanted to learn fully and completely, then we're not free. We're not free of it. And so I just wanted to share that with you and give you that new perspective, a different paradigm. It takes a paradigm shift to think about it this way. But I'm grateful for the paradigm shift that I had. I'm grateful for the new perspective that I have. And I'm grateful for the feelings of love and forgiveness and supreme gratitude that I feel. Extremely grateful for these beautiful people that have come into my lives and taught me my lessons. So I just want to encourage you to think about things that you've experienced and maybe write a list of people that you need to thank and you need to feel grateful for. Think about them in a different way. Okay, friends, this is something new and different, something that might take some of you a little bit of time to absorb and process in your mind and in your heart. But I promise you, it's worth the process. It's worth it. Okay, this is Renee Mysliwiec, the Zesty Life Mentor, saying good night and hoping that you have a beautiful rest of your Sabbath day. Bye-bye.